There was this young Asian lady by the name Mira who sold food on a very busy street. Every day, customers trooped to her truck, students, delivery riders, parents with children, blue collar, white collar, no collar, and all colors. Basically, people from all walks of life. And at first glance, it looked like she was just selling lunch. But if you stood long enough, you noticed something else. Customers were not just buying food, they were shaping the experience. You could hear one person say, "Can you make this less spicy tomorrow, please?" And another person, "Why don't you add more cheese? People will love it." And the following week, she adjusted. No product strategy roadmap and no fancy language. Just by listening, building trust, and the community. Over the next few months, her food truck kept growing, not because she had guessed what customers wanted, but because the people became a part of what she was building. That, to me, is the simplest picture of the future of product building. The future of tech belongs to the people who use it, not just the investors who fund it, the engineers who design it, or the founders who launch it. Because the best products do not just drop from the sky, they are shaped from the ground by the people who actually use them. For a long time, many products have been built like a one-way announcement. A company says, "Here's what we've made," and then expect users to adapt, learn, struggle, and somehow be grateful. But users do not want to be managed by products. They want to be understood by them. And that is where the community changes everything. Now, when I say community-driven products, I do not mean building for the crowd in a vague, feel-good way. I mean building with people, where you listen before deciding, invite users in, and pay close attention to what they love, what frustrates them, and what they ignore. Because people will always provide feedback through comments, complaints, compliments, workarounds, and even in silence. And if we're honest, some of the most important product lessons do not come from what users say in formal settings. They actually come from watching what users do when nobody is guiding them. That customer who says, "I love your platform, but I need to use another platform to make it work." Or that student who signs up to a platform very excited and disappears after 2 days. Or the parent who shares one login with 3 children because the product was never designed for real family life. Now, that's not misuse, that's insight. And this is the shift I believe we need to make. Users are not the final step in product development, they are actually the starting point. Too often, we treat communities as an afterthought. We build a product first, and then later we say, "Let's grow a community around it." But community is not decoration. Community is not a marketing add-on or some nice social media strategy. Community is where relevance comes from. Because when people feel heard, they don't just use your product. They stay with it, they share it, they defend it. Ultimately, they improve it. They also stop feeling like customers and start to feel like co-owners of that journey. Now, I want you to think about a product that you have become emotionally attached to. The one where you have shared, recommended, or even created hacks or templates or workarounds for. What was happening there? I'll tell you. Community. You were not just consuming the product, you were extending it. That is what happens when a product becomes bigger than a feature list. It becomes a shared space. And shared spaces matter because people will always protect what they help build. If we want to start seeing products that last, we need to stop acting like the smartest people are always in the company, because some of the smartest people are outside it. The user who has lived the pain longer than we have, and who knows what it costs when a tool fails in real life. Because products do not live in pitch decks. They actually exist in real lives. In the hands of a mother filling out a form while calming a crying child, a founder trying to save a struggling business by using a tool at midnight, or that young person trying to navigate a new city and a new future. That is where Product Tricks lives. And this is why community-driven products are not just better for the users, they are smarter for businesses too. Because when people feel like a product was built with them in mind, trust grows faster, adoption becomes easier, feedback becomes richer, and loyalty becomes deeper. It's important that we understand that in terms of product building, people do not expect perfection, but they remember where they were respected, where they were ignored, where they were forced to shout before they were recognized or before they were noticed. And in a world full of choices, listening has become the competitive advantage. So what does this look like in practice? Asking better questions before building, inviting real users into early conversations, pay close attention to the communities and the everyday behavior, and create feedback loops that people can actually see. Sometimes it's as simple as telling users, "You said," "We did." Because listening is powerful, but visible listening is transformational. When people feel like a product was built with them and they can trace their voices into that product, trust becomes real. They also stop feeling like they're speaking into a void and start to see themselves in the outcomes. And once this happens, something beautiful begins, because the product becomes bigger than a software. It becomes belonging. And people will always return to places where they feel they matter, whether it's a local cafe, a place of worship, a football club, or even a digital product. The platforms that will win in the future are not the ones with the most product features or the most product feature list. They are the ones that will feel like, my voice counts here. This was built with me in mind. That's the future, not colder, not distant. Now let's go back to the image of Mira. She didn't build loyalty through a slogan. She actually built loyalty through response. Her customers went back to her because they could taste themselves in what she created. And here is the reminder I want you to take away with you today, that the future of tech belongs to the people who use it. Because the strongest products are not made for the communities after the fact, they are made from the communities from the start. So whether you're building an app, a platform, a software, a service, please remember this. Do not just ask, what can we launch? Ask, who are we building with? Good afternoon. My name is Nkonia Akuma. I am a product manager, an entrepreneur, and a mom. Thank you.